All right, here we go. T1 attempting desperately to win this game. Okay, they're going to take away the Maokai. It has been a principal pick for Peanut, even though they haven't selected it. And we're going to take away the Senna. They decide, oops, we lost on Senna. It was Guma's first loss on Senna ever, I suppose. And so we're going to go ahead and take that away as well, because we don't want to play against it. Same bans. It's 3 blue side games for T1. So they can't use the excuse of not having 3 blue side games to lose this series. Nico. All right. So a bit of a mix-up. We haven't seen any Varus or Kalista there. Finally, they're pivoting to Kalista. Could be Varus, Kalista on the bot side. Nope, they're going to take Varus. You have to take Varus. You do not want T1 to have Varus, Kalista both with Hail of Blades. And Talia. Not banned this game, picked up early. Rumble, so it should be support Rumble, one would think. Rek'Sai taken for Zeus, so Twisted Fate up this time. They're going to opt into the Rek'Sai instead. Nautilus left a 3rd pick in the draft. So very aggressive bot lane. Rumble still technically a flex pick, I guess.
Nothing really out damages Rumble's Flame Spitter except the turret. Yep. And so if you could pull the Rumble into the turret and just defend those dives with the roots that Nautilus can set up there, I think it is going to be what Delight wants here. As now with the Rek'Sai coming through, we know this is almost 100%
Whereas Peanut on your GOAT jungle list, second? I think that would be probably a little bit too high for him there. I don't know, though. Jungle longevity has not been a huge thing. The thing is, Dandy peaks so hard that it's hard to ignore him.
Anything that has follow-up engage would be fantastic. So Azir is gone, the Nico is gone. They took the Talia away. And Orianna already banned. And there's not a whole lot left here in this meta right now that you'd want to play. I mean, besides
what do you think about the Diana mid from Care and LPL? I mean, it makes sense because they want to have good, CC and engage champions so that we can see Milky Way carry, but I'm not sure it's great. Is Bengi ahead of the nut? Fuck no. Bengi is a passenger on the Faker trophy train. Who peaked so hard? Dandy. All right, so Renata Glask has been banned, even though it's pretty, I would think it's pretty clear this is a Rumble support. Twisted Fate going to be banned, and Poppy going to be banned into the Kalista. Poppy ban drops to the 2nd rotation of bans for T1. Exhibition Zhao like game number 1. Jax is going to be taken, and so, well, first Ahri game. Aatrox into Jax. Or into the Rek'Sai, excuse me. And the Aatrox, when we've seen this matchup, the Aatrox builds Executioners first just to stop some of the healing. That's been the most effective way I've seen the Aatrox build in lane. It actually does seem to work okay. And we have the Jax in the jungle from Owner, so they have a little bit more carry potential.
It's going to be about how much T1 can get done in the mid game with this composition.
Surely it's not support. Oh, sorry, I get trolled by LCK because they go in to out, which is the world's stupidest way to do this draft. It's like, surely it's not support Rek'Sai. No, it's not. And otherwise, Zeka on Talia. Zeka has, wasn't a very good Talia at the start of this split, but he's had some really good Talia games recently. And Talia's just giga strong.
Talia is going to be another thing that is throwing a wrench into the gears here of this Kalista push, because she can roam down and really shut down these dives and shut down the push very carefully. You have to kind of manage when you're going to go in as Talia. Is Owner following? Is he actually surfing on the bottom lane? A lot of vision is going to be required. It's tough to maintain vision in those bottom brushes because the push is always there. So there's going to be a lot of edges the Rumble has there. But when we get to late game, Rumble support ends up kind of just being an equalizer button and not the strongest equalizer either. Whereas you're dealing with a lot of really nice lockdown. Even the Ahri, the Rumble.
So you have the zoning potential of the Talia E. You have the zoning potential of the Talia E onto the Ahri, obviously. One thing that's interesting here, the Poppy would have been a mega pick if it wasn't banned because of like Kalista, Ahri, Jax. In Rek'Sai, you can actually stop the E engage on Rek'Sai too with Poppy W, so that would have been fucking huge, but they didn't get it. you know, they want to push out right here, but Zeka may be able to actually, you know, punish them if they're pushed too far out with wall, or be able to control Drakes with wall. Jax with Rek'Sai is interesting because Rek'Sai could actually pop the Aatrox up, and then you get a guaranteed counter-strike from the Jax with a Rek'Sai engage with Unburrow. But the Talia pick is going to be really good because you stop Jax engage too. You know, can mess with Callista, can mess with Ahri. Very strong pick, I think. Same way the Poppy would have been a very strong pick.
Just simply because either T1 get it done in mid-game or they don't. And there isn't really a, oopsie, we'll scale though, it'll be fine later on. You either win super hard or you don't get big enough advantages and Hanwha Life just crush you in the late game. And I don't think it's going to necessarily be that. So
Faker Ward, I call this the Faker Ward, the ward that goes right in next to the Raptors, like at 120, 115. That's going to be cleared out very quickly by Peanut taking Lens right away. I mean, it's predictable. Basically, it's there every time Faker is in the mid lane. Hail of Blades Varus, just to try and be a little bit more aggressive because they know they're going to have to trade aggressively in this lane. Probably going to be an on-hit of Varus here, but we will see. Owner's first pick on Jungle Jax, which has been more and more popular these days.
Between these two, very impressive. All right, Viper going to throw the hail of arrows completely away, and finally, Keria does manage to find himself a harpoon onto Delight, who's now just going to walk towards him. Does find another one here, and it looks like T1 will regain control of the bottom lane. Something to be expected.
Such a silly situation where Delight, now he knows he has the shield first, which you always will in this matchup, unless you want to just all in into a rumble and die. He's like, all right, well, I'll just keep harpooning you. Now you're out of the brush. And Delight is just pressing.
God, support rumble is just so good. Praise be to FPX Life for showing us the way.
It's been discussed a lot. I personally really like the Ahri into the Talia, but doesn't always work out with the rocks on the ground.
Ow. Viper taking so much damage here. As you can see, Gumushi with the Hail of Blades probably going to be the more lethal.
And this is where T1 is at their most dangerous, guys. The way T1 wins is by applying bot lane pressure, and then Owner comes in. If you guys remember, so game 2, the last time we saw it, T1 versus Hanwha Life, this was the game that T1 won, and it was because they got bot lane prio, and Owner was able to repeatedly invade bot side jungle. So that's what we're seeing here. Because they know Peanut started on this side, so Owner's just going to go fight him, even though Jax is worse at skirmishing at this point in the game. But
on this particular battle, Blastcone comes on over. There's the flash forward, and Owner locks down first. Work, but you can see
Owner actually wins this, interestingly.
Probably going to be the more lethality-based version, so very deadly in the early.
Yeah, so let's watch this. Even though, you know, Owner comes in with the leap strike, backs off, Peanut goes in. Owner kind of outplays him here. I think Peanut goes back in because he's expecting the collapse. Now his bot lane can't collapse, but Zeka can. And so he goes back in with his E instead of poking with W. His W may have also been on cooldown. Actually, we were clicked on him, which is fortunate. Yeah, his W is on cooldown from the Wolves. So he actually, that's a bit unlucky. He literally right here, sorry guys, we're just analyzing this. He literally right here uses his W. So he uses his W, it goes on cooldown. He can reduce the cooldown with his Q, but he doesn't have W or E when he's engaged on. Whereas Owner has everything. Right, and then so he dashes in when E's off cooldown. W's off cooldown right now, gets the W down, but does get stunned, so a couple free autos in there for Owner. They both have red buff, and I think he went back in because he thought Zeka might be able to get there a little bit faster. Doesn't happen, but they trade one for... Oh, actually, Peanut kills him from red buff, I guess. Yeah, Zeka also goes around the long way instead of going through this way, so... Womp.
You can see Peanut looking for a little bit of a turnaround. When becomes lightning does come in, as Zeka will have the inside track here on this particular battle. Blastcone comes on over. There's the flash forward, and Owner locks down first.
That probably looks different if Peanut has all his cooldowns up at the start. Vinny Main Thank you for your subscription. I appreciate you.
Assist going over to Hanwha Life Esports, so the gold is dead even.
Yeah, I guess.
I think it's fine because assist gold for Hanwha.
Went over for Peanut. That's
I mean, but it's
unfortunate
first blood
there
for
Hanwha
Jax.
Life. Either
So
way, more gold.
Jack's slightly ahead, but
Picking up that
Zeka's slightly
assist.
ahead.
I really like that Owner was able to identify quickly, like, I die no matter what, so I have to guarantee this kill onto Peanut there as soon as Zeka came over, because he's going to have fast track. He can surf his way over there, and obviously they're on his side of the rift there on red side, so Zeka comes over there and does help grab that assist. Would have felt amazing for Hanwha Life if he actually picks up the kill, a big trade down, but still, Owner's going to have that first blood advantage.
Yep.
Not going to feel too terrible about this one.
It is still going to be Peanut with a few camps in advantage. Owner is going to be able to take down this Rift Scuttler, but the Gromp is...
Zeka didn't get the kill, though, I know. Red buff took the kill.
He heads up to 24 in comparison to the 16 that Owner has collected. So, still, Peanut winning out as far as the farm battle is...
Peanut was one camp ahead, though, when he died. That's true. I mean, these are minor differences, guys. Been enjoying watching you review the VODs on YouTube. Figured I'd join Twitch chat. Oh, thank you, Vinny May. That's very nice of you.
Delight is just using his W.
Are you related to Mike Krasuski? I don't know who that is.
They've been zoned out of a decent
No.
amount of farm here. We have seen
I am not even the least bit Polish.
Or just general Rumble lane advantages.
Zero Polish in this guy.
Viper and Delight handled this extremely well.
Doran just going to miss a few Qs here onto Zeus, who utilizes the tunnel very, very nicely. Zeus is, like everybody else, been just spamming Rek'Sai in solo queue. All of our top laners making sure that they...
Love your work at LFN. Thank you, Akovs. I appreciate it. All right. So,
To watch, unless Doran is hitting all of his abilities.
you know, the thing about the Talia is that she just pushes so hard with Q these days that you do get so much prio. So I'm expecting there to be some kind of
That's a weird time to go into a replay, but here we are in a replay.
some kind of Talia pressure in the bot lane soon. This is like very awkward from Peanut.
Okay, I have to actually go for this play. Will, of course, flash follow.
Zeka clearly didn't expect the all-in. That's why he took that path. He thought that the Jax might be running away, so that would give him a better line to corner him
He ends up getting
in the jungle if he tried to run into the bot side, I think. But Owner just sends it, takes the all-in.
And I was just checking to see if some of the spells is okay. Peanut's coming on over. There's the flash forward.
Nicely played by him, all things considered.
See here, Carrier is hit by a rain of arrows, and I was just checking to see if
Peanuts gets seen by the turret, and then nice flash by Carrier. Super good reaction to trade 1-for-1 there.
Once again, but I don't think Peanut was expecting to die so instantly.
Wow. So good play by Carrier to make it 1-for-1.
See here, Carrier is hit by a rain of arrows, and I was just checking to see if some of the spells is okay. Peanut's
Delight also misses hook, which is pretty huge. I don't think Peanut lives regardless. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Peanut's definitely dead. But whatever.
Didn't have flash from the previous play. That replay we just watched.
Thank you for the raid, Degon. Appreciate it.
A lot of players really
Welcome.
underestimate the rumble damage in the bottom lane. We've seen this so many times because generally a support offers you a little bit of CC or like a small amount of damage when you go for these types of ganks, but rumble will actually just hold Q and point towards you and kill you.
Yeah.
And it ends up being Gumayusi who actually picks up that kill, which is massive here. If it's actually just a rumble getting the kill, that's still decent for T1, but the fact that it goes over to this quickly becoming lethal Callista here as it's traded back to Viper is still pretty significant. Now, T1, small gold advantage. This has kind of been the story of all of these early games. This one
Finished editing APA and Inspired. How was it? I'll look forward to those.
Yeah, it's been even trades almost this entire game so far. You can see 1-for-1s represented by the 2-2 at the top of your screen. So no one really able to find any big advantages as Hex Splash being utilized here by Carrier having some fun. So far, you can see 1-for-1s represented by the 2-2 at the top of your screen. So no one really able to find any big advantages as Hex Splash being utilized here by Carrier having some fun on the bottom side of the map. Viper and Delight going to be able to get rid of this vision. So we're going to see this
watch this again.
As Peanut just opts into the barbecue.
So Carrier has the scrap shield and actually opts to flash in to make sure he can maximize that damage there. So he is actually at the heat required to do the damage that's necessary in order to kill Peanut. They're just really good reaction from Keria.
Inspired flames Jensen a lot and owns it. He's just flaming his own teammate now. I mean, Jensen was like, I mean, his Annie and Karma play was pretty sad. Without Orianna, guy looks lost.
Nicely done, just to get double value from the summoner spell. As in this mid lane, very, very even. In this bottom side of the map, it is still control picked up by T1. That control, sorry, the controller.
Owner back on the invade again. T1 doing their usual bullshit of playing through bot lane. Not going for early Drakes, though. Just really trying to zone them out and provide kill pressure here and keep them off the CS. So big wave crashing into the turret. And here we go. Here we go. All right, we got the wall in. Level 7 wall. Well, at least we got the XP from the wave, guys.
A dangerous situation as Faker is clearing out vision here as well. He is very dangerous with Spirit Rush available. There is an equalizer, and Zeka, he's down to 100 now underneath this turret. This is so dangerous as now Keria looks to come in. He is definitely never.
Oh, shit. Guma hit 6. When did Guma hit 6? He hit 6 right here. He hit 6 right here. So that's why they go for the redive, is because they have Kalista ult. So Keria gets to do a bunch of upfront damage, and then Faker gets to take him out. Nice. Oh, well, we lost. It doesn't matter. I mean, it does matter a little bit, but pretty sick. Viper doesn't use his cleanse here. I don't know why. Yeah, he could have cleansed the ignite. Yeah, maybe he just figured he was dead anyway. He was probably dead anyway. Faker still had 2 charges on ult. And flash. He probably was just like, I'm dead.
A huge swing of gold here after this play. And, I mean, the key of all of this is the Weaver's Wall just stops a little bit too short. Owner?
Yeah, there's another hook. It's going to connect there. They don't have a lot of damage.
No, he should be fine. He's got ult, he's got Counter-Strike, he has flash. He's not worried about anything. But the fact of the matter is, without Delight there, Viper just can't be under turret. And you could see that the wave was stacking up because Viper was waiting for Delight to come back. He's just not going to be able to get it done without him. He didn't have level 6 Delight.
Whoa.
Delight for that skirmish, which is really important in this moment. And the Weaver's Wall comes up short, and then Keria is just like, well, I ult them, and then we can kill Zeka really easily. The Fate's call timing here is so good as Keria just...
Yeah, the getting level 6 on that wave was very important. Delight hooks Owner, so he can't actually go in. Tanks the Counter-Strike himself.
Yeah, Knight goes down as well. Maximum amount of damage he can realistically get done here.
I mean, not really sure why Keria had to go back in there. Because what happens is Faker dashes out, and then Keria just dies.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Keria, buddy. Yeah, we don't do that. That was a whoopsie.
His hook is going to go wide. Keria able to avoid it. But I think that as far as that play is concerned, Keria dying to the turret, Huni would be very proud. Because that is just pure aggression.
No fear.
Yeah, he just wants to go in, and he's not worried about whether he lives or dies. That's 100% true. As now Gumayushi going to help out with these Ren stacks, as Owner should be able to deal with this. Is now Peanut going to get dove on, has to flash, get out of the way of the rumble. As soon as that first half...
Keria really just using flash on cooldown here. All right, so they got first Drake, but it's super late. Super late first Drake.
In these first 3 games. And it is a huge gold lead for them now. 1,300. They stacked that first dragon. It is not going to be a Chemtech Soul. We were able to identify that now, too. It's going to be the second dragon here, so that feels really nice. And that bottom side play got them such a massive advantage. I mean, look at the CS as well, still massively favoring Guma here, 15 up. Viper not able to do anything back in this lane, and Faker is just...
What the fuck is this Kalista build? Okay, so this has been a Kalista build that has been more and more popular in LCK. So Pays started this. He actually played it, I believe, for the first time against T1. But basically, this is a Qmax build. Ever since Rend was nerfed on Kalista, you go Qmax Opportunity. It's basically a poke build with Q that allows you to kind of do a bunch of burst damage up front.
It's never really a fun feeling to play into this rumble lane when it's actually working.
So this is a thing. It's been mostly still rend builds in LCK, but sometimes we see this new build.
There's a flash in, as once again they've got Fate's Call, and so he can freely do this. The hook is going to go wide as Owner is once again back, and the leap strike will lock down the kill.
Guma.
And now Delight is trying to grab in.
So we're just going to use this super aggressively again. Carry now 6 as well. So they use it's a good equalizer, actually. Gets a lot of damage down onto Viper. And then they just flash forward. Carry flashes forward to get the E down. And he Fates calls back out. Then Fates calls back in. But Carry actually takes Guma takes aggro here. So his Q, I believe his Q took the aggro. Take a look here. Yeah, his Q takes the aggro. So he didn't mean to do that, so Delight just CCs him. It's alright though. I mean, killing Viper is the most important part. What the fuck? Where'd Talia come from? Talia literally TP's in behind them. I was like, why is the Talia coming from that direction? And they force Faker's TP. All right. Trade TP for TP. Faker doesn't use ult though. Faker has to use ult. All right.
And they will be able to make it out to safety still. Zeka able to push them out. Will be able to get a plate possibly after this as well. Oh, never mind. Not quite, although might be able to get it on the next wave.
Probably so, as Viper is able to get mid lane as well, so he's able to come over here and farm these minions up. Going to be a while before Guma can go match that, or Faker in this case.
Dear.
Peanut stayed.
Yeah. Peanut.
Interesting. Peanut actually stuck around waiting for these recalls, and then he plays Metal Gear Solid with the Callista Ghosts. And he is Solid Snake, guys. He is Solid Snake. He goes in. That's so good. Zeka plays that so well.
Yeah, Peanut, he's still here. Gumushi's at full health.
So Zeka gets the Q down and the E down. Callista stuns herself by hopping, then directly into the W for the damage. And they live. Very nice.
And Viper gets a plate mid. No answer from Faker, who had to teleport to make the play happen in the first place.
Callista Q was supposed to hit Viper, but Delight got hit earlier because Delight was standing in front, and Guma got aggro. We'll watch it again.
I was watching this moment going, okay, well, this is...
Yeah, Carrier was supposed to get aggro with Callista ult. Is how this play is supposed to go. Is you're supposed to get... Carrier is supposed to get aggro as they chuck him back in. But instead... No, I think the Q actually hits Viper. Yeah, the Q hits Viper. It's just mistimed. The Q hits Viper, not Delight. It's whatever. It's not the most terrible dive in the world. It's kind of bad. The thing is, Guma actually revives, comes back, and then gets dove, so he dies again. This one's more egregious, I think, because they don't respect it. So now he's died twice. This Callista R early needed to wait till Jax. I mean, it was not very well coordinated because Owner jumped out. If you guys watch this, he was engaging, and then he literally has to dodge hook, so he doesn't have Counter-Strike. And Xin Zhao is en route, so I think the problem is all of Owner's cooldowns are not available on this play because they were already used. Right? It's really, like, we can blame T1, but it's really Delight that plays this well. Because there's... So what happens here with Owner is he puts this ward down. This is his escape tool. So presumably he's going to flash in on this Counter-Strike, right? Presumably his plan is to flash in on the stun. But he doesn't ever get close enough to hit them both. And his Counter-Strike runs out. And he has to dodge the hook. So he just leaves instead. Then he leap strikes over. But he was going to leap strike out, I think. T1 pulled the trigger too early. I don't know if they did, dude. The problem is they don't know where Jin Zhao is, and if they wait, Jin Zhao's going to be there because Peanut's already coming. There is a timer on this play. There is a timer on this play because Peanut gets here real quick. And they also know that Talia has ult up and TP up. So I think Delight plays it well more than anything. That's my take.
And T1 not going to find the charm as Wind Becomes Lightning comes through once again. Peanut closes the gap as
Carriot chooses when to come out of Fate's Call. Yes, he does. The person whose Fate's called controls it. Otherwise, if it didn't work that way, guys, you would literally have troll Kallistas in solo queue who would, like, a way to troll in the game would be to bind Kallista to, like, you know, your mid laner, and then Callista would just start chucking your mid laner into the enemy every time. So you're glad that you control the Callista R.
He wasn't going to die to that one. They'll take the plate and they'll take the kill.
And Viper gets a plate mid. No answer from Faker.
Because T1 went that early, Jax wasted CDs as well, possibly. But I think also it's tough to dive the Nautilus.
Being a great play for Hanwha Life, and you know, I was watching this moment going, okay, well, this is pretty doomed. I don't know if Hanwha get anything back, but
also it's not a terrible. Again, it's not a terrible trade. It's not a terrible trade. Like Viper doesn't get the minion wave. It sucks that Guma dies as well, but really, like, Guma isn't losing much by dying right there. He's losing stuff by dying here.
We're gonna skip a lot of
because Hanwha, it's really Hanwha makes the smart play because they know that Faker just used TP, and Faker doesn't have ult just in case he's there. And everybody would have been recalling after that play because they were so low. So Peanut, like, we can't just diss T1, guys. Peanut makes a great play here. Peanut uses his fucking brain, and he's like, I'm just going to stay here for a little bit longer. And if Gumayushi shows up again to catch this wave, we just kill him.
On the follow-up here, Guma is just dead, and his jungler is heading back.
Beautiful. I think this is a great play by Peanut. I think this is a great play by Peanut. Kleos to Peanut. Oh, glory to Peanut.
Put rocks underneath the Callista and then put a seismic shove where she wants to go. There were not a lot of good options.
No, there's like almost, I mean, there is literally nothing you can do in that situation.
Maybe just like regular walking, but no Callista really wants to regular walk when you can do your martial pose stuff. Oh dear. Still,
wouldn't Guma also live if he cleanses instantly? Guma doesn't have cleanse. Nice try, though. Sirgon 12. You guys always trying to fool me. You guys always trying to. It's a clever test.
Yeah, Charm is going to miss. Flash is going to come on through for Zeka, though.
It's a clever test.
Good work here from Faker to keep the pressure up. Flash advantage now secured for T1 in mid.
This lethality build for Callista has been so popular, and it has been quite strong, especially if you have map control and you're winning really hard. And they certainly
can't fool me though.
In the early game,
this time,
have an advantage, but I feel like Viper is just going to be better poke Callista because he actually has range and he is going to be building lethality himself. And once you get to the point where the Varus is
I saw the cleanse animation. No, it's fine. Yeah, it's probably heal. It's all right. We all make mistakes. Game is complicated. I'm just joking. I make mistakes too, guys. The difference is I make mistakes and you guys all make fun of me. So I have to take my shots to make fun of you when I can. Peanut is in every brush this game, guys. He is waiting for you every single time. Where's Faker's ult used?
The lethality build for Callista has been so popular and it has been quite strong, especially if you have map control and you're winning really hard. And they certainly
wait. When did Faker's ult get used? Oh, you said here. Okay. Force Zeka's flash, so he has TP down, or his ult down. And this is where Peanut actually just comes in and waits for the Ahri, knowing that Faker's ult is down, and he actually Faker just face checks trying to pink ward. And so, guys, Peanut is fucking destroying them. Peanut's brain is fucking T1. Oh!
through. Still the empower
Peanut W?
not going to connect as Peanut
Oh, he's crazy? He W flashed? Okay.
Will save him. And Hanwha Life Esports find a big team fight.
Yeah, it's a 2-for-1 here coming through, but at the
Oh my god, guys. Look how well Peanut is playing. Dude, Peanut is basically just killing them every time they return to lane with a disadvantage. Like, if Guma stays, I'm just gonna, or if Guma comes back, I'm just gonna stay here and kill him.
it makes even the Ahri's life more difficult
And now,
to play these fights out.
he's just waiting for this Ahri to come back with no cleanse. He waits for the Ahri to come back with no cleanse. Or with no cleanse, I mean with no ult. I'm dumb. You got me with the cleanse there earlier. Now I can only think of cleanse. So he waits for the Ahri to come back with no ult from that previous play, knowing that Zeka still has ult. So he waits in the brush to see if they can actually make a play onto Faker, and he'll have the backup. Delight is also coming in because Wave is pushed up and Varus is farming. So they see this opportunity to make a play onto Faker, and they go after him, forces his flash straight into Q, and kind of a miss W, but it's fine. They still kill him. Now, Guma and Carry are here, so they drop Equalizer. Guma walks up. Guma walks up and gets insta-ulted by Delight. So W onto Delight, then E. Guma is just sitting here getting popped up. Then he gets ulted by Xin Zhao. And they just kill everybody. Owner gets one, but Peanut gets out. Now, should Peanut have flashed at the end of this? No, he should not have W flashed. He sees him and he's like, I got this, guys. W flash. Oh, so close. Zeka's like, all right, I got to rock. That's good, though. Kleos to Peanut. Peanut now with two extremely crucial plays.
Is getting so big in this game. And even though his flash play looks like a bit of a whoopsie, it helps Zeka secure the kill, so he'll take it in the end.
Is Peanut the GOAT LCK jungler? No, score is.
Out of the sails here for T1 now, find themselves nearly at a 2,000 gold deficit. It's a 4,000 gold swing, more or less here after these last two plays. Bottom side into the skirmish mid, as Peanut's just lurking here.
Dude, Peanut is just reading T1 like a fucking book right now.
The Rumble ultimate here just isn't enough to zone. Fate's call attempt here from Guma is pretty cool.
I love watching Peanut play like this. Peanut is so smart when he's on. Peanut is the dichotomy of man. There are two wolves inside Peanut. A smart wolf and a really fucking dumb wolf. And the smart wolf wins most of the time, but sometimes the dumb wolf just walks into the enemy jungle and dies and throws a crucial game. Doran just kills them all.
Carrier keeping himself alive for so long, but will finally go down. And it's a 2-for-1 again here for Hanwha Life Esports, but Faker closing in. Gumayushi still here as well. Charm going to land.
All right.
Like a balloon. Delight has been a god.
Delight, oh my god, Delight owning them. Oh my god, Delight. Delight. Let's watch Delight. Okay, I don't want to see this again. I'm done with this play. Show me the next play. Yes. We're right back into the action. Let's watch Delight. Delight hooks in, gets Carrier, and then he's just going to go root Owner. He's like, I'm not done here. Trapping everybody. Carrier dies. He hooks Owner again. And then watch Delight. Watch Delight. Zeus is here. He's trying to help. Faker comes over the wall with the blast cone. He's trying to get a reset on his ult. And Delight's just like, nah, I got this. He gets stunned by the E. It's the hook into the E, the Talia E, that stuns him. So they coordinate that shit. Then Delight just flashes on Gumayushi. Has his shield. Won't die. Zeus does nothing. Faker should not have done that, obviously. He was trying to get a reset on his ultimate, but that was very sloppy. Not ults Ahri at the same time Q goes out. All right, let's watch that again. We're just Delight appreciator here on MonteCristo's stream. Yeah, I don't want to see this. Get done with this play. Done with it.
Okay, Hook gonna connect onto Carrier once again. Chains of Corruption pretty powerful as well, as they're now just right in the back of this pit. Peanut gonna be taken down. Corruption.
The not ult is down right now, guys. It's actually down.
Finally, Carrier keeping himself alive for so
It's actually down. So the not ult just comes up here. It was actually down that entire fight. It was down that entire fight. And then he just Qs him and ults him at the same time. Pops him. Used it on cooldown. I didn't even notice that at first.
Delight is just insane. The guy just knows how much he can do, how much he can take in terms of damage. He has no fear. And I cannot believe T1 let this guy have this champion 3 times in a row.
Why was Zeus not there on time? Well, we don't know. We don't know. He doesn't have TP. He doesn't have TP, but we were in a replay, so we don't really know why he wasn't there. We don't know. Maybe he didn't think Doran would be there, but that's a little bit silly because probably Hanwha's going to fight.
The guy just knows how much he can do, how much he can take in terms of damage. He has no fear. And I cannot believe T1 let
Wolf All-Pro votes stonks through the roof. Dude, I agreed with Wolf's votes. I think Wolf nailed it.
And these skirmishes are not going T1's way, but they need to fight early. They need to get tempo advantages. They've already lost control, so they're just kind of indexing into, we better win this
Dude,
fight.
Pays in the fucking dumpster.
Guard isn't great here. He takes a ton of damage, but he also tanks so much damage that the fight is already won. Guma has to...
Yeah, where do we start here? Because we actually get to see the start of this. He was tunneling into the Herald pit. I guess he was trying to start Herald. I think they were being super greedy. They were trying to take Drake back off and then take Herald at the same time. Or maybe he's just trying to... No, he's not. He stops weirdly there for a second, and then he tunnels out. So he used a tunnel to get in. The tunnel he used to get in must have been an existing tunnel. It was an existing tunnel that he used to get in, and then he created a new tunnel to get out. And they had already swapped Doran into the bot lane, and then they opt to TP Zeka in. And Faker doesn't have TP. I mean, Faker's already on the play. I think T1 did not expect Hanwha to take a fight after Drake had been taken.
They end up picking off Owner, and these fights are never going to go T1's way, unfortunately, in these moments. And then Faker's like, hold on, I think we might have one more chance of this, because again,
this is bad by Faker.
Win these fights early, where the game ends, and then Delight just says, absolutely not. Gets the shield here, denies Guma, and that is that. And that may just be the first step to the end of this series. The fact that Hanwha were already taking back control was one thing, but that last
memorable cast I had the privilege of watching us was 2016 Summer Finals between Rox and KT, where Smeb stole the Baron with GPL. Oh, that was a heartbreaker. How am I streaming on Twitch in Korea? Doesn't affect me. Is it being with the help of an LFN sponsor? It is! ExpressVPN right now. You think Score could still play in today's league? I don't know. He's got old man hands.
So no Barons to talk about just yet. I was thinking that because we're around the Baron pit, that maybe that was going to be the situation.
Yeah, I love Score. And Score won some titles on Gen G as a coach. It's really surprising that nobody picked him up as a coach again.
In that last fight, but I'm going to have to hold that thought as the Weaver's Wall comes in. Seismic shove, throws back Gumayushi, but no rocks on the ground. So we'll be right for now as Equalizer comes in. Lots
good Equalizer.
With the hook out from Delight, and he says no to any sort of re-engage. Speaking of re-engage, Shelly is still getting annoyed.
Doran had to TP in, though. They had to use TP to stop that play from going off.
Guma avoiding that shove is massive. Didn't have the flash.
Oh, Charm gonna connect, but it's Delight. He's still taken down to half health, as of course, he is not the center variety of the Nautilus.
Certainly not. But man, Atlas, I mean, these fights, these skirmishes are not going T1's way. The Charm connects, but it's onto a tanky Nautilus who has Merc treads. He just doesn't really care. Hanwha Esports is going to take this Scuttle, the mini Baron. You know, you were like, oh, we're going to Baron Pit. It does feel like they have taken that much control over this game, and the fact that Viper is sitting at 4
super good
kills,
series from Hanwha, though. Very impressive, I think.
About to be an item up on his counterpart Guma, who did have huge advantages after the initial early game with the Rumble push. Just wild how much swing Hanwha have gotten in this game.
This is going to be a bit dangerous for Doran, who's going to try and umbrally dash away from Zeus. And
Forces ult.
Be enough. Worldender is going to be employed, and so that means that they at least get something for their trouble. The Faker roaming up towards the top side doesn't get too much value.
Oh, it is Infernal Soul. You know, we've been talking about all the action here. We knew it was going to be a better Drake than Chemtech, but
all right, Carry looking a bit scary. But not too much else going to be found in the outer turret in mid lane. Will just go down.
Scored a Carbine Corp. Can he fix the French? No.
I feel like that's maybe one way.
Look, you know, we've been trying to fix the French for thousands of years, and nobody's been able to fix the French yet. So Score won't be the hero that fixes the French. I'm sorry.
Get another dragon in this game, and that's the scary thing. But at least it is somewhat hopeful that perhaps maybe
even the French have given up on fixing the French, guys. That's why they have the unbearable ennui.
There's a way back into this series, a way back into the beginning of the reverse sweep.
Yeah, it's possible. They've also got the 2 Drake buffer.
The French don't want to be fixed. Oh, they do. They definitely want to be fixed.
Extra 10 minutes in comparison to what it could have been. But with an early game composition like this, it just doesn't feel fantastic to be this far behind. And we say this far behind, it's only 2.5K, right? But when you're staring down the barrel of Talia, Aatrox, when you have the Rek'Sai and the Kalista and the support Rumble, right?
You're supposed to be more than 2K ahead at 20 minutes if your comp is winning. And they're 2K behind, as you say.
Ooh, Infernal Chains, the support Rumble, right?
You're supposed to be
Zeus has been way less good on this Rek'Sai than Doran was. I mean, he's got like a 15 CS lead, 16 CS lead, and has 0 kill participation on 7 kills.
I mean, this Rumble
for his team.
Leandri is at 20 minutes. I mean, that tells the story of this game.
Ooh. Peanut hunting for Carrier as now the flash forward from Delight. He's just going to press the R button onto Gumayushi, and the Weaver's Wall is going to get the flash out. The Equalizer comes down just to slow them down, but oh my god. Now the flash forward from Delight. He's just going to press the R button onto Gumayushi. And
all right, so they forced Gumayushi's flash by using the wall and Zeka hitting the W. Equalizer goes down, gets some damage down, but there isn't a Leandri's yet, so it doesn't do very much damage, and basically just gets shielded. Like, that just gets shielded by Nautilus. So it doesn't do anything. Now you don't have flash on Guma. You miss Charm. Doran's just going to flash the wall and go for the chains. Faker has to use ult. He's only got 1 charge left. And now you can't Drake. It's Jover for T1.
Dragon will be theirs here. Really flashy way to start off and guarantee they get this prio. No kills go over, but it's very successful. T1, there is no way they are going to be able to take this turret. They put only a small dent in it. That's going to be the cross map, you could say, for the Dragon. And flash down on Guma, flash down on Keria. These are scary things to hear if you're a T1 fan when Aatrox is on the loose. And we mentioned this in the draft, the Aatrox against this very squishy composition, especially the Rumble support who has to try to clear vision against Hanwha Life is never what you want.
Nothing like some casual xenophobia and VOD reviews. Not xenophobia. I love the French for what it's worth. I love being in France.
And Hanwha have been so good at
but what I said about them is true.
Every time they get a lead, their vision control has been so oppressive.
Bit of an interruption.
I love French culture, man.
Still going to be able to make it towards his bottom side. Shelly.
I studied French. My French is pretty good.
Order the void, I guess. And inner turret is secured on this bottom side. That gold lead ballooning for Hanwha Life now over 3,000. And Hanwha are just moving into their jungle. Okay, there's a seismic shove onto this. Rek'Sai does try to get on top of Viper, but he's just not low enough. No execution.
Who's the greatest Roman Emperor? Hadrian. Hot take, Hadrian.
There is no cross-map play to be had.
How does Kalista ever play versus this composition? Well, you're supposed to win lane hard and take earlier Drakes and stack them. I mean, at this point in the game, I think you don't, is the answer.
One of the champions in his wheelhouse, Wolf. We mentioned that he's been so improved on this pick, and it's once again proving true.
Hanwha Life, I mean, they're playing around him so beautifully. Yeah, the Weaver's Wall on the bottom side play earlier wasn't enough. It was so close to being enough. But man, he has just improved so massively. And with the vision that Zeus had, it looked like a good call there. Perhaps he thought Doran had already told him enough. It was so close to being enough. But man,
Zeus just decides to send it.
And
Zeus is like, I see Viper. I must destroy Viper. Oh, There's a bunch of people here. He actually just ults to live here. He obviously doesn't think that he's going to kill Viper. I think it's just weird because he saw Doran.
With the vision that Zeus had, it looked like a good call there. Perhaps he thought Doran had already teleported.
He didn't think Doran already teleported because he literally sees him.
He has just improved some.
He literally sees him right there. He saw him walk out, and then he sees him on Tremor Sense, and then he actually literally sees him before he ease in.
It looked like a good call there. Perhaps he thought Doran had already teleported topside, or maybe
We've reached T1 peak desperation mode.
He's trying to find any angle he can right now. Same with Carrier here. He's just fishing for maybe.
Ever read Journey to the West? Yes. Parts of it.
There is
not all of it.
Back into this game, but they didn't find a hard forced pick into Hanwha Life. But if Hanwha Life keeps stopping you, your chances get slimmer and slimmer every time you miss them.
Oh dear, Peanut finds owner one more time. When becomes lightning, will not find the mark.
Trajan is a good one too.
Left a little to be desired. Is Equalizer going to come down to protect the teleport? Still, Delight just straight up does not care about that one. Peanut also getting taken down relatively low, but that double knock-up was too good. And now Faker is having. Is going to come down to protect the teleport. Still, Delight just straight up does not care about that one. Peanut also getting.
Wow, Delight gets two of them with his ult knock-up, and then Faker just gets chain CC'd, literally, by chains, and by Delight hitting him with an auto, has to flash out and use everything, and then he dies to ignite anyway. Ah! How did I do that?
Still, into the backline goes Zeus. Zeka able to find a lot of damage onto the Rek'Sai, and he shouldn't be able to get out. Still, those couple of kills onto the bottom lane could be important to try and keep T1 in there. Still, it's going to be the ace, and it should still be the Baron for Hanwha Life.
I don't think anybody would have predicted. A lot of people predicted Hanwha. There were no 3-0s. There were only 2 3-1s for me and Chronicler, but nobody would have walked into this series, not even the most intense Hanwha Life fan.
Brave enough to commit to the 3-0.
But no one would have expected this was going to be a more one-sided series than Hanwha and Kwangdong. And I mean,
am I sick? Yeah, I'm a little sick. I've had this like cold. I think I've had this secondary infection in my lungs for a long time. I feel fine, but I keep coughing a little bit. It's annoying.
So nothing T1 does is going to look good, and the lead is just going to continue. But you can't just give up a Baron. You have to come over here and contest. And Hanwha Life, with their composition, the expiration date for T1 was so long ago, and you can really.
Oh my God.
And Hanwha Life expected this was going to be a more one-sided series than Hanwha and Kwangdong. And I mean, Kwangdong had bigger leads than T1 had in their early games where they had advantages.
Delight just fucking destroyed them on this Nautilus. It's crazy.
And yes, this game state was bad, and it has been bad for the last 10 minutes, so nothing T1 does is.
Yeah, Guma can't do anything. What the fuck is Guma supposed to do? Delight just actually runs away from him after. Guma Yushi has Knight's Edge, so he spell shields the hook. It moves Delight over, but Guma's not CC'd, so he's able to kite it out with his jumps. But then, I mean, what is Guma supposed to do? He has to actually try and get kills on this play, because otherwise they just lose Baron for free.
You have to come over here and contest. Hanwha Life, with their composition, the expiration date for T1 was so long ago, and you can really feel and smell the stink of what this comp is going to look like. 7,000 gold behind, 24 and a half minutes.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Goes over to Hanwha Life, and they are just stacked.
They just didn't win bot lane hard enough.
Yeah. 1 minute and 20 seconds on that second one for Hanwha Life Esports if they would like it. 2.5.
You know, trading evenly on some of these plays in the bot lane, I think, was definitely a big part of their undoing.
Plays remaining really is what it feels like here. They know that the expiration date has pretty much been and gone on this composition as far as needing to get advantages. Still, there is always the death brush. There is always the try to wait for Hanwha Life Esports to make a mistake, as Zeus, he is going to have a little bit of attention here, eats the CC as he tunnels his way out. But now still with this minion wave bearing down on the top inner turret, it is likely they're just going to be able to take this one. Equalizer does come on through, doesn't do a lot of damage to these minions as they're baroned up. And the flash out from Carrier as, all right, Doran, I'm not sure about this one, but still, he pops the world and he's going to... doesn't do a lot of damage to these...
All right, we're sieging, guys. We got Baron. We're sieging. We forced Carrier's flash. Doran literally, that's actually very cute.
Come on through, doesn't do a lot of damage to these minions as they're baroned up. And the flash out.
They literally set up this play, guys. This is actually very cute. So they pink ward here to make sure that they're not seen. And then they intentionally blast Doran over. That's funny. So actually a good play by T1.
Zeus gets back underneath his turret. Faker is just in the side lane trying to get them whatever bounty gold they can find. And it's working because the Baron power play has gone down.
Yeah, he is actually staying here as well. Zeka's going to come over to deal with him. Really like the trap they set up there for Doran. Ends up taking him out. Took a long time because lethality Aatrox is no joke.
They might also be able to find themselves a dragon.
Yeah, they might be able to. Now,
okay, there's an interruption on Zeus.
Him out. Took a long time because lethality Aatrox is no joke.
They might also be able to find themselves a dragon.
Yeah, they might
be able to. Zeus interrupted a back, guys.
Okay, there's an interruption on
he interrupted a back.
They're buying time to secure the dragon, which they are going to be able to
It was very effective. It was very effective delay.
One dragon here, if it was Infernal Soul, you'd feel pretty good about this. It's just really going to feel like bounty gold, and the threat of an Infernal Soul fight, Hanwha Life aren't really concerned about here in trade for inhibitor turrets. And a kill onto Zeus, as they're actually just going to get the whole inhibitor. T1 trying to set up the flank.
Yeah, Zeka in trouble. He's going to get charmed up. It's a lot of damage out from Faker as the flash has to be employed. Still, Hanwha Life Esports are continuing to push. This Nexus turret taken down to 50% health, and Weaver's Wall will get Zeka on over. So 5 members of Hanwha Life Esports now in position, but they do.
Why would anyone pick Rumble support? It's actually very strong.
He does get his shield broken. Qs are hitting their mark here from Viper.
I like the composition with Rumble support too, because you actually, with the Jax and the Rek'Sai, can control vision. You know, some of the Rumble support comps we've seen, they just have a bunch of squishies and they can't do anything.
As he does survive here. This is a really cool trap as they know that Doran is rotating over here. There's not a whole lot of vision here for Hanwha Life, so Doran just kind of walks his way into this one. Blast cones in, has to flash away.
Oh, Doran actually blast cones himself. That's interesting.
So the idea
That's funny.
For T1 is to maybe trade 1-for-1, grab some gold bounty, then push for the dragon. But Hanwha Life, they don't choke. They don't actually hesitate. They don't mess this up. They don't play slow. They're like, oh, okay, well, we can't match Faker there. We can't.
T1 is playing smart. I mean, they play for the Drake spawn.
Hanwha Life, they don't has to. He does.
You know, Faker's not here at the start of this play, so they actually get the pick. Faker's trying to push for bounty gold, and then they transition this really nicely into a soul point. You know, if this had been soul, we might actually be looking at a comeback here. But they're, you know, T1 is desperate, and they're actually doing good macro to present themselves with win conditions for this game. Right? Zeus delaying the recalls is really the problem here. Because the thing is that T1 can't make it to that Drake on time regardless. So
problem is without him, there's no defense for the inhib, and now this Nexus is missing a turret. And
it's a little bit rough. It's time for another Hail Mary engage though from T1 for sure.
Actually, almost strategically stood still to avoid getting seen by the Tremor Sense. And so Zeus kind of walked into his death there. It was really, really cute play around the mechanics of the Rek'Sai. He does have 3 items. He's very tanky, but Hanwha Life Esports, they are looking to take down this inhibitor turret. And every auto from Viper is so scary. Still, Equalizer does come down. Chains of Corruption go wide. But still, how did T1 approach? There's rocks on the ground. There is so much poke available here as well. And there's a hook that's going to connect. The charm lands onto Viper. Zeus gets into the back line as well. And Viper is going to be taken out. Delight is extraordinarily low. They take down the Rumble.
Okay, let's take a look at this setup. I mean, this is just desperation from T1. I mean, they know that they need to actually do something here. I mean, credit to them. Unlike Gen G, when their backs, you know, Gen G didn't play well from behind in the D+ game, and they just, like, refused to take the chances that they needed in order to win. Like, they try and get the punish here. It's a really nice charm onto Viper, but it's at the cost of Faker's life. And they just all in the back line to try and kill Viper, and they do, thanks to Rek'Sai ult. The problem here is Doran is still 100% HP, and he's ulting. So it's a 3 versus 2, but there is a... Oh, Guma flashes? Okay, well, I don't know about that one, Chief. I think you can't flash into... He can't flash into the ulting Aatrox, because that's the win condition here. Doesn't matter if Zeka dies. Like, Guma can't flash next to the Aatrox. That's illegal. Because now they just lose.
It doesn't matter. He's lethality Aatrox, and he won't miss the autos. And once he gets on top of Guma, he takes him out there. Great fight for T1, all things considered.
Favorite League series of all time? Champion Summer 2013, KT Bullets versus SK Telecom.
Doesn't quite have the longevity in these fights that Zeus has, but he does have a lot of minions inside the base.
And that last Nexus turret here gets very low with Carrier respawning. Even he is going to struggle to clear this one up. Down it goes. So now it's just an open Nexus here. Hanwha Light fans let out a huge cheer.
Does Marcus Antonius ever make it in your top 5 best pro consoles? I don't know who my top 5 pro consoles of all time. I will say Marcus Antonius is a top 3 triumvirate member, though. Top 3.
The arm guard, and then the disengage here from Peanut is fantastic, but ends up getting himself slowed here under turret. Doran, he misses a lot. Zeka is a Talia trying to brawl against this Rek'Sai and Jax, but immediately, or not immediately, ultimately, Doran, despite missing a lot of abilities here.
That's a hot take. Yeah, see, I make good. Only on MonteCristo stream do we get classical history jokes. That's exclusive here on Twitch/YouTube.
It just doesn't matter if he misses or not. He just actually kills you.
That's exclusive. I'm the only streamer who does that. Which is why I deserve your Bezos bucks.
Have been completed. Cyrilda's now done as well. Is now Hanwha Life Esports getting to work on this Baron. My God, it goes down so quickly. The wall is put in the way of T1, and there's nothing they can do about it. Hanwha Life now with another Baron ready to push down on an exposed Nexus. Remember,
am I familiar with ancient China at all? No. My Chinese history knowledge is dumpster tier.
Will find the hook onto the Rek'Sai, not exactly an optimal target. And now Peanut, he's going in. Equalizer goes down. Crescent Guard, my God, this damage is disgusting. Doesn't find the charm as Delight.
All right, here we go. Peanut misses W. Doesn't matter. He still goes in with E. Pops Gumayushi spell shield. Doran just flashes on top of them and they all die. All right.
And Hanwha Life will just get rid of the bottom lane immediately. The knockup comes in, the prepared seismic shove. And yeah, that Void Rush not going to be enough to save the Rek'Sai this time. And Hanwha Life a 3-0 over T1 in round 2 of playoffs. T1 will now have to face off against D+ Kia.
What are your thoughts on the C9 moves with Reaper and Thanatos? May not fix their shot calling issues, guys, but I think Reaper is the kind of coach they need right now. As Hanwha takes the 3-0. Very surprising. I thought it'd be 3-1 Hanwha. But to give some final points, I think the Thanatos move, I don't know much about Thanatos because I don't watch Tier 2 League of Legends, so I won't really opine on that. I obviously know that the hype is there, but I haven't watched much of his play. Reaper is the kind of like very strong coach I think you need in this scenario for Cloud9, but they actually have to translate that into in-game shot calling, but not losing top lane will definitely help.